How's it going, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez. It's time to review Tyrant, Season 3, Episode 1, titled Spring. Spoiler review, make sure you have seen the episode. Should take me about 3 minutes to recap and give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thanks so much for joining me. If you have not, if you're new to my channel, link down below to the Tyrant Season 2 reviews. Last year was a big hit for me, man, and I enjoyed Tyrant so much. Season 2 was just fantastic. I love this show. Glad it got picked up for Season 3. This premiere, good. Really good. Not as great as the Season 2 premiere in my eyes. This is my personal opinions, so, just everyone know personal opinions when I talk about the show and when I give my pros and cons. It's welcome to Abu Din. Welcome back to Abu Din. Bassam Al-Fahi, if I'm not wrong by that. Barry, is now president for the time being. But, God, it was so good. Last year I said give the actor who plays Jamal an award, like an Emmy nomination or something, because Season 2 was just one of the best things about the summer last year. Tyrant, literally, I haven't seen Season 1. I saw the first 2 episodes for Season 1. When it premiered, I remember watching the Tyrant premiere. I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't. But then I saw Season 2. I was like, you know what? I didn't see Season 1 all the way. I want to watch Season 2. Blown away by it. Week by week by week by week by week. Fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to watch Season 1 one day. I'm too busy this summer to do it. But one day I will watch Season 1 again. I will. Or I'll even buy it on DVD or, and watch it. But this... really good, the premiere, not as good as the Season 2 premiere. Anyway, let's get right on to it. I'm sorry, again, welcome back to Abu Din. I already got the Season 3 poster, Season 1, and Season 2. I'm already ready, man, Tyrant ready, so... Barry is now the president for the time being. Jamal just got shot, so it's kind of like, and it's weird too because he's like, I'm not used to, someone calling me Mr. President. So it's different, man. So Jamal is in surgery. It went 2 weeks earlier. Ahmed and his mom. Sorry, I don't have some of their names down. It's been a year since I've seen Season 2, so if I forget the names, excuse me for it, man. Ahmed and his mom are arrested by the military, and because they're the treason and working against the Abu Din and stuff like that. So Barry's doing this speech, and there's this priest who gets arrested, because he was working for the bad or influencing the bad and sheltering people from wars or whatever. So, military's going around, they're killing random people or killing people that are accused of such crimes. And the thing is, it really brings tears. And little Season 2 spoiler, Barry's thinking about his mom, and remember Season 2 what happened. It brought back, a little tear there where he's just thinking about his mom, because his mom always wanted him to be king or wanted him to be the president or take charge, and well, look at him now. So that was something big. Barry has this nightmare, which I literally thought was real for 1 second, when the people go in and he's like, are you looking for me? And he just shoots the whole family. I was like, holy fuck. I literally thought for a second that it was real until it was a nightmare, and my heart was beating. I was like, okay, thank God. But it was a very, very, really, really well done scene there. So he goes for this girl. He goes to, I'm sorry, I'm a little dazed here. It is technically 3, almost 4 in the morning, so excuse me for it, man. It's better to get the review early than very late, because it'd be, the next day, nighttime late, so it's better to get it early. He goes to Dahlia for advice, which Dahlia is from Season 2, and there's this new law, now less punishment, basically. There's this whole, he's creating this new law, basically, or this new way of, instead of punishing people or hanging them or executing them and stuff like that, they work with you, and they do their time, or they do this truth, or, truth sort of, judgment. It's a very weird thing, but I do agree upon what he's trying to do. So he's going to send Ahmed's wife, who shot Jamal, to a mental institution. No beheading or no hanging, nothing like that. Send her to a mental institution. I would say 5 years, but he said 6 months. They're going to do that. They're going to send the preacher that was helping the other people. They're going to send him to another country. At least that's what they said in there. The military ends up hanging Ahmed's wife, making it look like a suicide. But come on. You think her, even with a stool, you think she has the manpower, just the power in general to reach up there and put the noose. Are you kidding me? Ain't no way, man. Because she's small. She's not a big, you know, putting a, are you kidding me? Like, anyone could look at that and be like, this is staged. This is staged. Anyone could look at that. You don't have to be the smartest person to look at that and be like, that looks staged. You know, so I'm assuming it'll come back into play sooner or later that she was killed and not she didn't kill herself. But Aziz watches. By the way, Aziz is one of the personal Fahid friends, and he ended up watching, and he didn't do nothing to stop it. He just kind of watched. So Barry does another speech, and I love his speeches, man. Dahlia, her son's looking at a comic book, and she's like, because the comic book is based on Barry and Dahlia, his mom, and he's like, Mom, like, it's weird. He's like under your dress, like searching for something. It's God. Oh God. Yeah, he's looking for treasure. He's just looking for his watch. Anyway, so all that stuff. So Ahmed ends up crying. He finds out his wife obviously died. Barry's not running for president. This is the part where I was like, no, because he kind of wants to get out of Abu Din. For now, he's the president, but in 6 months there's going to be elections and such. So Jamal is responsive, but he's not awake, you know what I mean? Like, his eyes are moving, he's kind of moving, but he's not technically awake, talking and everything. So that's where Barry kind of goes in and says, like, I wish you would have died, sort of thing. Not really like, oh man, I wish you would have died. Why are you still alive? Oh, fuck. You know, he's basically just sort of like, you know what, maybe it would have been better if you would have died. You know. And there's this whole Bluefinger stuff. You know, sometimes with Tyrant, I do enjoy the show a lot. I really do. But I mean, I'm not a political man, or so, you know, whatever you may say. You know, with the Bluefinger, it's a big part of the show. Hell yeah, it's always about the politics and stuff, and it's very interesting. But with this new organization, or Bluefinger, or whatever they're doing with that, I'm like, okay, interesting. I still don't really get all of the concept. I mean, it'll take weeks to unfold. But alright, I mean, because, you know, there's bad, and there's good, and then there's, you know, it's going all around of this political stuff. You're dealing with Barry's people, then you're dealing with Rashid's people, then you're dealing with the Bluefinger, you know, it's all around, man. It really is. But it gets interesting there. The U.S. ends up arriving. You see new people coming in, new characters. Rashid is with this man, and he's in his debt. So Rashid's basically going to be the villain again for this year, which we'll see. I don't hate him, man. He was really awesome. I mean, just that episode alone in season 2, there were a bunch of helicopters. It was an AK-47 action fight. It was perfect, man. But I really think Rashid should have died in season 2. That's just my personal opinion. You know, not have him live and have the bad guy eye patch and, I'm a bad guy. You know, just all that going around. I think he should have died in season 2. But, alright, you brought him back. We'll see what happens. Overall, what did I think about the season 3 premiere? Let me start off with the pros, the good stuff. I will say, Barry's speeches, man. Right when he was doing the first speech and they told him, like, you have to tell the country that you're in charge, that somebody's in charge. And right when he sits down and he does, like, Abu Din, my brother, he's in surgery. We do not know whether he's going to wake up or not. We don't know. But as of right now, I am your president. Like, just that whole speech there, and this little thing that he did, the monologue, it was strong because you felt it. Like, every word he was saying, it was passionate, it was true. It was like he was taking a hold. He was taking Abu Din by the balls, man, and he is gripping him. Like, he is ready to take lead. And it works so well. I love the whole speech and the monologue by Barry. And the opening of the episode, of course, and seeing him get shot like previously on Tyrant and actually seeing Jamal get shot again, that was one of the biggest shocks of last year. Definitely, for sure. Getting shot 2 times, it was crazy. I almost forgot that Ahmed's wife ended up shooting him and all that, you know, because it's been a year. But the opening was intense, you know, actually having them rush to the hospital, getting back into the Tyrant way. You see, with some of these shows, it's hard to get back into a world, you know, of a TV show. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's like Walking Dead every year. All right, we're back into the show. It doesn't take me time to get used to it again. But with shows like this, you know, it does take time to get back into the ways of things. You know, it's not like I know every single character's name because you forget. They're not sometimes rememberable as you want them to be. Ahmed's wife dead. I still thought that was a huge scene there, man, where my stomach did turn a little bit when they were grabbing her, and I thought they were just going to grab her and take her out of her cell and take her to the mental institution, but they ended up hanging her, which is a whole different game, a whole different ball game. Very, very intense role too. The comic book scene, that was the only like big comedic thing of the show, this episode, and also the family together and them. Like, what are you mad today? Or, like, what are you afraid of today? To his daughter, Barry's daughter. And the family being together. Because really in Tyrant, you don't get those family scenes at all, really. Every now and then their families together. Because they're all kind of separated and doing their own thing. I'm very happy we got to see the family together. Which I fear that's going to be a long time till we see them again. And the nightmare scene was another big scene that really got me. Even though it was real quick, it still gets me. The only cons I have to say for this episode, and I'm pretty sure it's going to go down in this season where he will stay president, but I don't like the direction where they're going with the elections in 6 months, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that whole idea of where they're going to go with the show of, great, we have these new characters, we have these new people, they're going to be president, or they're going to run for president, and then Rashid's the villain, and he's going to try to come over here. You could already kind of write the plot points of what's going to go down. I want Barry to be president of Abu Din. I don't want him to, alright, well, I'm not fit, I'm leaving, I'm not going to be here the whole time. He's going to end up going on his plane, and then I should stay, he's going to change his mind like he always does. I don't want Barry to do, I'm just saying the idea of where they're going and how they did it in this premiere of where he's going to end up, where they're taking the plot for the season. So he should stay president. I don't want him actually, that kind of bummed me out when he was like, well, I'm not running for president, and this whole thing. That's where it kind of really bummed me out, and where it kind of made the story a little bit more bland. Rashid gonna be the villain, the whole thing there. I saw him be the villain last year, and now he's gonna be the villain again, so we'll see what happens there. And the direction of the president election, all that stuff, like I said, not the biggest fan of it. Even though, really good acting, some are good acting, some are great. It's great to see these characters again. It is a fun show, but again, it's not as perfect or as great as the Season 2 premiere. But it's a good premiere. Not a great premiere. I kind of was expecting a little bit more, not action or anything, but I was expecting just a tidbit more, and it took me a while to get back into this show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to be giving Tyrant Season 3, Episode 1, titled Spring, a B+. Secondarily, a B-. Again, it's a good premiere, really good premiere, but not great. I kind of expected just a tidbit more, and was thinking it was going to be great, but it was just really good. Comment down below, tell me what you guys thought about Tyrant Season 3, and yeah, I'm very excited again for it to be, for the show to be back. Just again, with the whole president election thing, I'm hoping Barry ends up staying being president. As well, there was not much Jamal, and I have a fear that Jamal's not really going to be in this season that much, even though he's on the poster for Season 3. So, is he going to be a big part of this season, or is he just going to be... Because he was one of the strongest things about the show. Don't get me wrong, Barry and Jamal's wife, very big parts in the show. But I want Jamal. Jamal is the biggest thing about this show that really brought tension and anger and devilish style to the show was Jamal. He's the one that kind of brought that award-winning feeling to the show. So I'm happy he's not dead. I'm glad he's living for the moment. Bring him back to the show ASAP. Thanks again for watching. You guys again want to comment down below to me what you thought. I really appreciate that. I'd love to talk to the Tyrant about it. I'd love to talk Tyrant with you guys down below. And if you enjoyed the review, hit that like button. Sorry, I know it's late. It's like 4 in the morning, man. I do what I do, So share the video with your friends if you feel like it, and hit that subscribe button for more Tyrant every single week. Till next time, bye-bye.